When you hear the word problem, you probably think of something negative, a flaw, a distraction, maybe someone who drags a team down. Maybe it's a star player who gets their coach fired. Or maybe it's someone with a reputation that makes people say nobody wants to play with them. Those are the exact things people say about Trae Young. And I'm not talking about Patrick Beverly. Here's where things get interesting. Trae Young is going into his 8th NBA season. And in this time, he's never had a teammate who was a multi-time All-Star. He's played with 3 different NBA coaches. And his biggest career highlight was a single Eastern Conference run. So the question is Trae Young really the problem? Or has he been stuck in a situation where no player of his archetype could truly thrive? Because if it's the first option, maybe the Hawks are doomed. Or keep spinning their wheel and use their lottery pick next year from the Pelicans or the Milwaukee Bucks to draft the next big thing. Or it's the second option. And then maybe the real problem isn't really Trae Young. It's maybe how his career has been handled. Now, I'm not the kind of channel that's gonna rewind history. We're gonna go back to their adolescence, their AAU days, their high school days, even their college days. It's just not that type of channel. But background information is always important. Trae Young entered the NBA in the 2018 draft in a big mega day draft night trade where we sent Luka Doncic, and I say we because it is my team. We sent Luka Doncic to the Mavs for Trae Young. Now, wasn't the smartest idea, but you live with your decisions, and I'm okay with it because Trae Young has turned into a hell of a player. And at 6'1", when you draft a player of his archetype, you have to give him the right tools to succeed in this NBA, like length and size on the wings, and a center with a skill set that fits his, like rim running, and it can protect the rim defensively. That's exactly what the Hawks had. The 2020 to 2021 season, where we made the Eastern Conference Finals, the Hawks had a combination of DeAndre Hunter and Cam Reddish on the wing, young and hungry wings who can stretch the floor. They had Danilo Gallinari, Kevin Herter, and Bogey, who were three-point snipers with elite spacing. John Collins, who shot about 38 to 39% around this time before he had his finger injury that caused him to shoot worse. And Clint Capella, who was a defensive anchor at the time, and a rim running alley-oop big that Trae Young could always trust. And Trae Young, the next following season, when the Hawks kept the team the same, averaged 28.4 points, 9.7 assists on 46% shooting and 38% from three. So the inefficient Trae Young was suddenly efficient. It's because the Hawks were the second best 3-point shooting team at the time. And here's the catch though, but since then, the Atlanta Hawks have plummeted 21st, 17th, and now last season 18th. And this matters for a shorter guard that likes to drive to the rim and use trickery at the rim for alley-oop layups and stuff like that. He does not have the body type and the size to always see defenders at the rim. So you want to space the floor out where Trae Young can get to the rim and have an easier time to score so he can be efficient. That was one of his best seasons at the rim. And now, since then, Trae Young, previously last year, led the league in potential assists at 20.7 with subpar spacing. That's a nightmare for a 6'1 guard. But now, things always change. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, he shot 41% on open threes and 39% on wide open threes. Luke Kennard shot 50% on wide open threes and 41% on open threes. Kristaps Porzingis shot 44% on wide open threes and 39% on open threes. And on top of that, Zachary Richardson, the number 1 pick from last year's draft, shot 41% from three-point range on his final 30 games of the season. Now you may ask, why does all this matter? Because now Trae Young has the spacing. Porzingis, a big who can play in the pick and pop game, and he's popping out the half court, stretching the defense and pulling the opposing bigs away from the rim, now having opening driving lanes for Trae Young and Jalen Johnson. Defensively, the Hawks have also now answered more of these 6'1" shorter guard problems. Dyson Daniels, Alexander Walker, Richardson, Jalen Johnson all bring length versatility. Onyeka Okongwu is like bringing the Bam out of bio type big who can switch everything. Not Bam like yet, but we're getting there. And they added Porzingis, who protects the rim, masking the weaknesses of a smaller guard like Trae Young. And now let's get to one of the elephants in the room. Trae Young never playing with a multi-time All-Star. Trae Young had DeJounte Murray on the team, which was a misstep of asset management by the Hawks. They traded their future away for another point guard. And going to this season, the Hawks have Jalen Johnson, a potential All-Star, who basically showed All-Star level production last year before he got his shoulder taken off by Scotty Barnes. So now Trae Young has the shooting, the defense, and a rising co-star next to him, which means we might be heading to the best version of the Atlanta Hawks. No, we are heading into the best version of the Atlanta Hawks. And that could be less of a problem for the Hawks and more of a problem for the rest of the NBA. If you like this video, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe down below. Let's talk about Trae Young. If you disagree, if you think Trae Young's gonna have an amazing year, if you want to talk about anyone on the Atlanta Hawks, if you want to talk about anyone about the NBA, this is not an Atlanta Hawks channel. This is an NBA channel where I come and just say my thoughts and talk and we chill. We have conversations, we debate, we argue, we have laughs, we do everything. And we also do that on the Pick Your Spot podcast. That link will be down below. I have a podcast with me and the homies where we talk about basketball all the time. We debate, we have nasty takes, yada yada yada, but it's a great fun time where we just talk about ball. So I appreciate all of y'all. Y'all have a great day.